What significance does Islam have to offer us as a species? Each piece of suffering that is intentionally overlooked will be justly dealt with. This does not apply only to your individual actions, but to the actions generated by the society within which you live. Being responsible for our own actions is one thing, but being responsible for the results of the actions generated by the societies within which we live is another. Why would we be responsible? Why would we have to face repercussions of the ripples societies of our species generate? How can we individually be held accountable for torture imposed upon other individuals if our government is a ruthless dictatorship? You are not responsible for that, are you? What of a ruthless crime organization that exists within your society or neighborhood? What of drug cartels and the suffering they generate? They exist in distant countries. What about starvation, ignorance, abuse, disease? You are not responsible, are you? You exist in a society. Society is not a thing. Society is an entity of its own. Society is the total sum of actions generated by the people that exist within it. Society may be ruled by ruthless dictators, but it is done so only because the people living within that society allow it to be so. Society may be governed by a vote of the people, but it is the effort or the lack of effort of the people within that society that allows government to ignore the subjugation of the oppressed. Society may decide to electrocute the mass murderer, but it is the individuals in society which create the atmosphere, the ambiance within society that allows such actions to take place. But you say, I didn't do it. But in the end, if there is an eternity to which we go, if we have free will, if we are not just puppets, accountability has to be reckoned with. Justice implies answering two questions, not one. Did you do it? Did you encourage it? And could you have done anything to prevent the journey of others from being interfered with? In some cases, very violently interfered with. But we are only human. Are we, or are we souls in human bodies? Are we capable of taking action? Are we capable of working to eliminate suffering by loving one another? Will we be held accountable? Will justice be denied? Or are the Islamic beliefs correct? What significance does Islam have to offer other life forms in the universe? Islam offers all life forms the concept of justice. Islam offers all life forms throughout the universe the comfort of knowing that their pain and suffering will be addressed. Islam offers all life forms throughout the universe the right to travel unimpaired. Islam offers all life forms the right to expect to be treated with love and dignity. As a total group species, human and otherwise, throughout the universe, we develop an atmosphere, ambiance, through which we all must travel. If the causative force is omnipresent, all-present, then all actions taken by all species throughout the universe would have nowhere else to go but into the causative force herself. God, and in this case, Allah. As such, all species throughout the universe will act together to impact upon the causative force and what she will be when we end our physical journey and pass on and into the causative force herself. As such, justice will not be denied. Is there any more that can be said to better explain what will happen if Islam is correct in what her billion followers sense through faith? The perceptions sensed by the followers of the Islamic faith include eternal life and justice. These concepts do not apply to just one species. The principle applies as a truth. The principle applies to all life forms throughout the universe. Islam has justice to offer all souls. But yet, we see injustice within all religions as well. So the source of the injustice isn't necessarily the religions themselves, as many atheists claim, or those that are antagonistic or anti-religious, but rather there's a duality within the nature of man himself, and that nature must gravitate towards the good, towards God. Religion is a tool used accordingly to its God-given principles. It's a very positive tool. Used in the wrong way, it's very negative. Domination, subjugation, abuse, using others, lack of integrity, lack of loving behavior, all will be dealt with through justice in the state of being we occupy after this part of our journey is over. For now, we need to protect our journeys from being completed in the manner we individually sense our personal journeys are to proceed. We need to protect the journeys of others to proceed likewise. We need to remove the impediments some souls have placed in the way of our own paths, as well as the paths of others. We do not need to worry about revenge or seeking justice for the wrongs committed against ourselves or others. Far too often human beings seek revenge. And I suppose that is the dark half of the human soul. Christ himself said, "Seek not revenge. Vengeance is God's. Overcome evil with good. Repay not evil with evil." But we have a responsibility to actively and aggressively make certain that wrongs committed against our journeys do not happen again, and that they do not happen to others. That is what Islam has to offer all life forms, earth creatures, aliens, or otherwise.